Hi guys, welcome to our Friday Handmade Happy Hour. We are going to be making a Halloween craft today, and it's something that we carry in our shops. And so we're going to be painting a few things, and I'm going to show you what we're going to use them for. But if you're new to Print Cut Craft and you haven't been here before, I'm Traci. We teach people how to use their Cricut machine, and we also do DIY crafting with DTF transfers. And then we also do, we have wood cutouts in our shop that we manufacture. So one of the things that we're going to be making today is something that we actually manufacture, and it is actually in our, in fact, let me copy this, post the link here. So you can find what we're going to make today. So let me show you what that is going to be. Let's actually do, switch this way. Okay, so we're going to be making this guy. We're not doing the door today because that one takes a little bit longer to paint and assemble, but we have these in our shop and they will come to you like this. So they just need to be painted and glued and assembled. And so this one I just did as a generic one. I've done some fun craft classes with Miss Traci Creates, decorating these in different ways. We did a Christmas one, a spring one, I think a 4th of July one. Hey, Betty. And so we did a few of these. Hey, Jackie, painted these in different ways. But I like to have one of these where it's just generic so we can just make interchangeable pieces. And we have a whole selection of interchangeable pieces for the door. They're just blank wood cutouts. And so you're going to have to figure out how to decorate them yourself. The one we're going to do today is this cute ghost and this Hey Pumpkin little guy. So we're going to make these for the door today. And so, hey Penny, I put the link below, but it comes with all the pieces you're going to need, and then the ribbon embellishments, and then a picture for reference of what if you want, how you can make these however you want. This is just how I'm going to make mine. So I'm going to get painting and show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to set these aside because we're not doing the door today. We're only doing these little people right here. So I know, isn't that cute? I think, and then I just like this saying, and then I just went around with like a white marker, but I'm going to make the whole thing for you live so you can see how I did it. And the only difference on this one is we're in the, oh, I do have black. Yay. I was thinking we're in the middle of moving or trying to sell our house and move. And so I thought I packed, we have half of my craft, all my crafty stuff is packed up, a lot of it. And I thought I didn't have black glitter because on here, when I painted it, I just dipped it, or I just dusted it with black glitter. So it's just got a little sparkle, and I really like how it turned out. Although you can't see how shimmery that is, but it really is. But since I found that, I'm gonna need a piece of parchment. So let me grab a piece of parchment. So at least I can do the glitter. So excited I looked and found that. All right, so my scissors. Let's open my package and show you what comes with it. And you need to be careful. The only thing delicate about any of these is the boo word. So these are laser cut, they're 1/8 inch, and it is delicate. So this one you just have to be careful with. The rest are pretty sturdy. You're not going to have any problem with those. And then we'll do all the embellishments second. So I already have some of the paint set out. And I'm a messy painter, so I'm just going to wear some gloves. Keeps my hands clean. If you are new here and you don't know what we do, if you go look, I don't know if it's on our main page, I believe somewhere at the top, but we have a whole list of events coming up for starting September 27th. We're doing a whole DTF transfer series for the Handmade Happy Hours on Friday. We're going to be decorating crafts with DTF bundles. And so we're doing 2 crafts for fall on the September 27th. And then the following week is going to be our Halloween DTF crafts. And then October 11th is the Christmas one. That one's going to be longer because we're doing 3. Hey, Carolyn, happy Friday to you too. Okay, so I am going to do this white, this stuff black, these orange, and this one brown. So let's just do the brown first, since that I'm just going to use some wax. And you can do watered down paint. You could do actual stain. This one just happens to be the one on my desk at the moment. And I'm just going to stain this and then rub it off with a paper towel. So, but you could paint these. These could be any color you like. We manufacture lots of different wood kits and craft kits. And I'm always saying to our members, this is your project. You decorate it with whatever color scheme you like. Oh, you did 2 of the doors, Debbie? Oh, nice. Yes, we did several classes with Miss Traci Creates, and we did some fun different embellishments on them. So I'm going to set that aside to dry. And so there's just lots of fun ways you can decorate them. Throw that away. Then we're going to do, I think I'm going to do white last. No, maybe we'll do white first. So get some white paint. And I've got my wood glue because we're going to do some wood glue and go from there. This little guy, some of our designs, not all of them, it's not probably the exact shape, but we have a lot of our interchangeable pieces come in 3 different sizes. And like you could do them big, like we could do it with, where you could do it as a attachment, wreath attachment, or you could add it to your front door if you want. Or we have these interchangeable stands. And so those tend to be like around 12.5 inches type size. That's a bigger version. And then we have this size version for the door, the mini door. And then we also can use this size for a porch leaner. So you love that the door goes with the pumpkin and the ghost. I know. Well, and I wanted, Debbie, I wanted to do mine where it was, I wanted the door to be generic, because you know, if we did it with the doors we did with Miss Traci, they have patterned napkins and stuff, and you can do a door for all the different seasons, which is great. But I also just wanted a neutral door that I could just mix and match stuff with because I love, like, you know, if you're going to bother crafting, I hope you can try to use it more than one way. Hopefully, not everything's going to be that way, but on the things you can. And this is definitely one of those things. So the door comes with a little knob, and then you just make an attachment with like a little hook or something, and add it like hanging from like this little knob, which I'll show you when we get that far. But the little knob comes with your door. So, all right, that one's going to dry a minute. I'm going to come back to that one. I'm going to do the glitter last because that one's probably going to be messier. Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right. So then I need a paintbrush. So all I did for the embellishments on this is a paint marker. I did a white, I used white and black. Ooh, you know what? That's not what I wanted to do. Not what I wanted to do. I want to do this brown. Hopefully I can still stain that brown. We shall see. I should have done that first, but I just thought of it. If not, I can go over it with, I have some brown paint right here. I can go over it with brown paint. So we're going to do this little piece. A lot of what we do is using your Cricut machine for crafting. And so we sell craft kits and SVG files and stuff to make like these type of crafts, things that you can use the wood cutouts for, or paper crafting or whatnot. There's lots of different uses you can use your Cricut machine for. But this one is just straight wood and just painting, because you don't always have to use vinyl on everything. Sometimes I just like to do wood. So that's what this one is. Okay, let's see if I can paint this brown. But that's what I like about, I'm gonna put that on a little thick and let it sit a minute and see if that will, if it still looks a little orange, I'll paint over it. So I'm gonna save my paintbrush in case I have to do that. All right, I'm gonna dry these and we're gonna do a second coat and then we'll do the black. If you don't have a heat gun in your craft stash, you need one. This one I just happened to steal from my husband's garage. So this one gets very hot. Some other true craft heat guns are a lot, they don't get as hot, which is good because these do get hot. You need to be careful, but they're so handy because it makes drying your paint so much faster. And you definitely want it to be dry because we're going to glue the pieces together with wood glue, and it definitely needs to be dry to do that. And I think I'm going to do an extra coat on that ghost. Now that I can see where my paint is. So I want to add extra white to this guy. This would be cute if I added a bow to mine, like when I finished it, but you could do like a bow tie if you want to do that instead of a bow. You don't have to even add that if you don't want to. All right. Try this again, and then we'll work on the black glasses and the lettering, and then we'll assemble them, and then we'll embellish them. But that's what I like about wood crafting, is it can go together super quick. Let me make sure this is good and dry, so then everything really sticks together. So let me set this aside, and then we're going to get our parchment. I'm okay with that, so I'm going to throw that away. I think that the brown, you can't see the orange too much through that, so I'm just going to go with that. So I'm going to throw that away and kind of clean up as I go. So then I'm going to paint. What I do is I just do wet paint, and then I sprinkle glitter on top of them, and then I shake them off, and then we'll let them dry. I know other people probably do Mod Podge or something like that, but I like quick and easy crafts. And so if it's not like super quick and easy, I probably don't want to do it. I want the paint to be wet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with one. And be careful with this one. So I'm just kind of holding it down. It's very, very delicate because the letters are so fine. So you're just gently dabbing the paint on there because you don't want that to break. And then while the paint is wet, I'm just going to add some glitter to it, gently pick it up, gently shake it off. I wish you could see how sparkly. Oh yeah, you can. You can see it's super sparkly. I think it just adds like something really cool to your project. I'm not like a big glitter person. I don't do glitter all the time, but this year in 2024, I'm kind of into glitter more. I don't know why, but I am. Penny, what are you working on today? Are you crafting today, or you're just hanging out at home? Are you going to the warehouse? What are you doing? I went a little crazy with the paint there. Okay, but I do want to make sure the paint is nice and thick on the glasses so that it sticks. All right, should be good. Super cute. Look how cute that is. All right, those need to dry. So we will glue our pumpkin together first and come back to those glittery pieces, and then we'll do that one next. So let me clean up my little mess. Please. Oh, look at paint all over me somehow. All right. I did pretty good. There's a little glitter here, but it's not, could be way worse. All right, so I am going to use some, actually, big brush. I like to just use disposable stuff because I'm the worst at washing my paintbrushes. I don't know. I just don't enjoy that task and I don't want to do it. So I like just the disposable kind, but I know you could do hot glue on here too. I just happen to grab the wood glue. In fact, sometimes I mix it. In fact, I think I will. Sometimes I do a little bit of glue and a little bit of hot glue, wood glue and hot glue together. And that way you don't kind of have to wait for it to dry as long. Although this stuff dries really quick within like a minute to 2 minutes. You have a little bit of time to move stuff around. And then you need to really kind of decide, otherwise it's going to be stuck in place. So especially for these delicate letters, I am going to flip them over. And this one is sturdy because it's just a bigger piece, but it's still breakable. So you just still have to be careful. Are you going to Tulsa? Oh, fun. Oh, you're crocheting in the car. Oh, that's fun. Penny is one of our craft club members and a box member, and she has this amazing Amazon store. If you guys like vinyl and transfer tape and crafty stuff, you need to check it out. It's called Vinyl Ease. Penny, you can put a link in if you want. So she has the best transfer tape that I really, really like. So I'm just adding some, and then I feel like sometimes I get glue or paint some places that I don't want, like in the nook and crannies. And so I'm definitely going to, I'm just using a pipe cleaner, kind of just wipe some of these areas out where I have too much paint, where you don't want paint, just so it doesn't dry. So I think it's okay. And then I'm just going to do this offset and then press it down. So I have a little, let me get a Q-tip. I have a little too much glue kind of seeping out. So let me see if I can clean some of this up. You could do hot glue for this. It's just sometimes, depending on what it is, I can't get it all done in time. By the time I get to the other end, the glue is cooled if I'm using my mini glue gun. Okay, so that one is good for now. And then let's glue this one. So is this, I'm going to do hot glue since this has glitter on it. I'm going to do hot glue on this one. Ooh, got some on my hand. Didn't want to do that. So this one, because the glasses are really delicate, there's not a lot of wood to put the glue on. You just kind of have to be careful where you want to stick it. And I don't want to have glue strings, which I kind of do at the moment. So I'm just going to pick that up and break it. And you can also use your heat gun to melt these glue strings, which I can do in a little bit. All right. And then glue everywhere. We're going to do this little boo. So I'm only just going to do a little bit of glue here or there on this one because there's not a lot of thicker places to add it. And then see if I can break some of these glue strings real quick before I put it down. Gosh, that's so cute. This is going to be cute. Okay, so that's still a little wet. So while that is drying. And the rest I'm just going to do hot glue to glue on the ribbon. So let me close this. And then let's start to embellish this a little bit. So for this one, let's see, a piece of paper. I'm gonna see, I need to get some new white markers. Oh, for guys for Christmas. Penny, what about our coasters we just made with all the nuts and bolts? Did you see that for the club? Yeah, the resin projects. But Joanne, she put, oh my gosh, I got paint everywhere. She put gaming pieces and stuff. So like whatever they're interested in, maybe you could like find bits and pieces around the house or whatnot of the things they like. I think I need my pens to work. Let's see if I can find one good enough to do the white. Definitely need to go get a new one. I need the white to show up. I don't have, let's see. Well, none of them are working today. I think I painted, oh, I paint something black on here and it's got black on it a little bit. But I thought I have a big Posco or whatever that name is, marker. I'm gonna put that one. Surely I have a white marker that's gonna work. I could do white paint. I could do that. I have I don't want to because I want to draw on the edge. Yeah. No. Let me see. Let me check my craft stash. Surely. I know I have white for sure. Well, we might do dots then with like, let me find a fine paintbrush. Let me see. What do I have here? Oh, let me try this one. This is a white Sharpie. Here we go. I have one that works. Okay. Thank goodness. So this one I just did some dots on the letters, although this one's not coming out super well. And then I just drew around the edge just a little bit just to add, and I just do a mixture of dots and dashes, and this can just be to your liking. It doesn't have to be anything like, it could be anything you want, a consistent pattern or just random. So I'm going to go around the edges. I'm just going to do some dots on the letters and just see if I can make them stand out a bit better. Can you see that? So I'm just going over the letters with that. I feel like the white edging is not very white, so I need to definitely find a juicier marker. Okay, by the end, the ink is coming out better. So let me see if I can get, yeah, this is definitely better. Let me go over this real quick because it was really faint. The white was really, really faint. And I like this so much better. I like embellishing with paint pens or paint markers, Sharpies. There's lots of black markers you can doodle with. I just feel like they add a little something to your project. And if you don't want to do the marker, you could do some like shading on the edges with, which I have a lot of, like these distressing crayons, like the Tim Holtz distressing crayon. You can totally like do that, but look how cute that turned out. Okay, we're gonna let that dry before we do the ribbon part. Let's come back over here and do this one. I know I have a ton of black markers, so I should be totally good to go on that. So I'm just going to do the same thing, just some dashes and dots and whatever makes me happy around the edge to give it a little embellishment. And go from there. I'm just using, I like this one is a mono pen because it's got a thin end on one end and a fine one and a regular type tip. But I have one with like a fine one and more of a thick end. And so you have it all in one spot. So you don't have to go look for extra pens. All right. And then I need to go back and make sure I add some dots for the eyes. And I'm gonna, let me use my heat gun to clean this up a little bit. What do you want the link for, Penny? These guys? Or for your, I want you to add a link to your Vinyl Ease shop is what I was saying, where you can get some really fun embellishments. So I'm gonna, I'll just do this. I'll just do some dots for the eyes. So we got that. So that just adds some embellishment. Okay, let's work on the Sharpie for the win. All these others I need to go throw out and get some new ones. So let's make our bows and our hangers to hang these little guys. So they have like a little string. This one is, you can hang it with a ribbon. And so each of them come with a little ribbon package. And then we're just going to tie them together. Now, I'm going to use a little thread to tie mine together. I just have this here, and it's good for when you're making bows. And then this is just a matter of layering random, and you have a lot here. So if you want to, you could cut these in half and do more layers if you want. I'm going to trim these down. And so I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to save the black and white baker's twine for a little bow on the front and then a hanger on the back. Okay. So I'm going to cinch this together in the middle, and then I'm going to use some thread and we're going to tie it together, and then I'll go back in. Then I'll go back in and trim it. All right. So what I like to do is just take my thread, I'm kind of holding it with one hand, and then I just wrap it around quite a few times, because by the time you wrap it around that many times, it's not going anywhere. So if you set it down or anything, it's just going to be like where you want it. So what you can do is I'm just going to take the threads and then flip it over, and we're going to tie a knot in the back. So I always have this spool of thread. I've been using it forever. And I just like doing some bows this way. That's kind of how I started doing like cheer bows or bows for my girls when they were little, and doing just kind of hold everything in place until you can go back in and get everything situated where you want it on with all the ribbons. Okay, so I need my better scissors to cut this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this baker's twine and I'm going to make a little bow, and we're going to glue that on the top. And I want this to be like at least a decent sized bow. What I might do, did I do it on this one? How much would that leave me? Yeah. All right, trim this. You have enough ribbon if you want to take one of these off and tie a little knot in the center. You have enough ribbon to do that. But I think what I'm going to do is, this is going to be the top. And then we got to place it on our little ghost and figure out where do you want it. I'm going to put mine off to the side a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it, so then I know it's not going to move around and I know where I want things to sit. So we're going to let that cool. So, and then we're going to trim these ribbons down. And I'm just varying the length a little bit. I don't want them all to be the same exact length. Because I want you to see all the different ones we did. And I end up just crisscrossing them and then doing the top one straight across. So either you can lift these up and like match up where you cut it, or you can just eyeball it and just keep trimming away like a haircut and figure out, like, is that where I wanted it? Do I want it a little longer? And you can tell when you're doing this, like if something seems a little too long, you're going to have to go back and trim it. Like this, the one I just did, this one, I feel like this guy is a little too long. So I'm going to just go back in and trim it just a little bit. All right. Then we're going to take our little bow that we made and we're going to glue that on top. Not too much glue. And then I'm going to give this guy a little trim. And then we have this little extra baker's twine. I'm just going to take this, I'm going to flip it over, and I need this just at the top so we could hang it on the knob of the door. So I'm just going to do a little bit of glue, and then I'm going to just kind of hold it in place until it solidifies. So we could use it as a door, a little door embellishment, door hanger thing. All right. While that is drying, I'm going to move over and work on the pumpkin and see where we get. All right. So you have a longer piece of raffia that you can cut down however you like. And then you could use like the hay type raffia stuff too. And so, oh my gosh, my throat is dry today. It's just a matter of what you want to play with. So I want this to kind of be on top. This is going to go underneath. And then I'm going to put this behind that. So what I think I'm going to do is wrap this around my fingers loosely, and let's see if this seems big enough, because I can go back in and cut those open, or I could leave them as a loop. So I'm just going to do that, and I think I'm going to do this little brown ribbon behind it, and then this orange one on top. And I'm going to go back in and trim this stuff down. So I'm going to do the same thing with the thread, just so I can get everything kind of situated in place. And then just check, does that look like the center of everything? I think so. So I'm just cinching it in place, and then we're going to wrap some thread around here. Flip it over, and we're going to tie a knot on the back. And then we're going to do a knot with this. We have the brown gingham. So we're going to do part of it as just a hanger, and then part of it's just going to be, oh, I wanted to add some to the top. I forgot to do that. Well, I can go back in and let me do a little knot. So I'm going to do a little knot first, and there's not like a ton of this in there, so I'm going to be really conservative. You don't have to do your bows this way. You can just layer it however you like. But I want to do a tiny little loose knot, but I want it to be as close to the end as I can manage to get it, because you don't use very much of this. So I'm going to cut that off so I have a little knot. And then I'm going to add a little piece of brown, just a short one, because I need to use the rest as a hook. Oh, yeah. You can get these are just in our shop. You can get these anytime. You don't have to be a member to get these. We do have a membership. I think that's what Val is referencing. Like, if you're a member, you get a discount on the majority of things in the shop. But if you are not a member, you can still enjoy a lot of the craft kits we have. I'm just going to tie this brown ribbon on because I forgot to add the brown. But I want to add that. And so I'm just going to do the same thing, wrap it around, and then we'll go back in and cut things down. But no worries, Val. A lot of things we have just in the shop that you guys can craft with. And we're doing a live craft week coming up in October. We're going to be doing a double-sided porch leaner sign that you can either make into a porch leaner or just use as the individual pieces. So it's going to be, one side's going to be Christmas and the other side's going to be fall. Okay, so then I have this little knot. So I've got my little bundle. I'm going to glue that knot on the center. So that is coming up too. So that is happening. And then we're doing our Jingle Mingle, and we have extra presenters this time. Normally we have around 12. I think we're having a few more than that this time, I think. We'll see, but that's going to be toward the end of October. And we're doing a anniversary event coming up for Print Cut Craft. October 10th. It's going to be super fun. We have doorbusters, free gifts with purchase. We have some fun activities happening around the event. We've never done one of those before, so this is going to be really fun to see it all come together. Okay, so now I've got my little bundle, and I want to cut this down because this is too big. So I'm going to glue it in place first, and then we'll let that, I went a little crazy with the glue. Then we're going to let that cool. Yeah, Val, you can totally do that. If you're in the Jingle Mingle, we'll add links to all these things later as they come up. But we have a lot of this stuff. A lot of the wood cutouts, they're always in our shop. We are going to be discontinuing some of them at the anniversary event, but we're adding some new releases for some things. Man, I went a little crazy on that glue. Let me see if I can clean a little of this glue up so you don't see it. All right, then we're gonna trim this down, and this is just to your liking. but I'm just gonna do an angle cut. And then you could keep these raffia bits as like folded over, but I think I'm going to cut the ends so I can spread them out a little bit more. And then I still might have to like go trim that a little bit. And then I'm just going to trim this guy. So let me do this side. And I just did that by wrapping it around my hands. So I just made a little loop, but you could just already pre-cut them if you want. And then if you feel like they need to be trimmed, give them a trim. Oh, this is turning out cute. That look turned out really cute. I kind of feel like I need to trim that side. What do you guys think? I think it could be okay. It looks a little long. I might go back and trim that. We'll decide a little later. Okay, so then your last step, this one's all dry. Your last step is just gluing this on the back for a loop so we can hang it. And because this is ribbon, I'm doing one, like a thicker ribbon versus the, versus this one, I just put glue and added the string. This one I just did as a little loop. And so then we can hang this on our door. But if you look, so like you can see, we can just take this and then hang it on our little knob. And then this would be a cute shelf sitter, or you could put it on wherever you want to display something. Like I tend to do displays in the kitchen, like when I happen to be setting something up, just because it's got a white backdrop. It's either on a mantle or it's in the kitchen. So that's kind of like where I tend to do stuff. But I know some people like just doing shelf sitters or that kind of thing. So these are super versatile for that. So if you like these, you can grab these in our shop. But since it's this Halloween and fall season, I thought it's the perfect time to do some of these crafts for you. Oh, thanks, Val. Yes, I know you've been around a long time. We do, that's definitely like what we have going on over here is we teach people how to use their Cricut machines, but also I like to, just because I get bored, you do a lot of different other things too. So we do a lot of DIY crafting, like these wood cutouts. And then also we have a subscription where you get like these type of things mailed to you each month. And with the vinyl, and you do use your Cricut machine with the projects, but sometimes we mix in just wood crafting with it and then DTF crafting with it. And what I mean by DTF is, let me show you this real quick so you can see what we're doing on the 27th. So like this is a DTF print, so like this. And so I'm going to show like on the October 11th, this is part of the Christmas DTF class, how to do an exploding canvas. But you can also just put DTFs on gift bags. And so I like to show how you can do different style of crafting. And so these are some of the fun things we have coming up. But if you don't have to join our membership, but we do have lots of different things happening. So definitely one of the things we like doing here is crafting with DTF bundles. And so this is part of our like little Halloween thing. We're going to be making like a little broom live on October 4th. And then this is part of the October 27th, this one, and then the gift bag, putting it on DTFs on a gift bag. So you don't have to paint this. You don't have to do vinyl for this. Sometimes I just want a really quick and easy craft, and DTF transfers to me totally do that. And if you've never seen what a DTF is, this is part of the Christmas bundle. A lot of people use these for crafting like on your t-shirt type of thing. But I want to show you that you can actually use these for all sorts of different things. But basically it's a print that's on a special transfer paper, and it has white ink most of the time, not always, because sometimes I don't want to use white ink for that. And we add it to different crafts. So you can see over the next, starting on the 27th for the next 3 Fridays after that, we're going to be crafting with these DTF prints. So next weekend or next Friday, I'm going to do like a Cricut tutorial and probably a little Cricut craft. And but we kind of mix it up. So We have live workshops happening throughout the year. And then for the holiday season, we have our craft week with our door hanger situation we're doing. Those classes are generally $10 or $15. You can either we give you a supply list, you can shop your own craft stash and come up with something close, or if you want the kit, we manufacture our own kits. And so we go based off the kit. And so we show you exactly the sizes and everything that you're going to need for the kit. And so that is one way to do it. But in our craft club, those members really shop their craft stash and use their supplies, what they have around, or they get a supply list and they can go gather whatever they need. So there's just lots of different ways to craft with us. Val is correct. And Val, I don't know if you want to come, but we are trying to set the dates for 2025 retreat. And it's between August 7th, 8th, and 9th, or August 14th, 15th, 16th. So I'm just about to set the dates for that. So if you can come and you have a preference, let me know what that might be. But it's going to be in Houston. We're going to do it back in Houston again. So that's another way you can craft with us at our live craft event, which is super duper fun. And I love it because a lot of our members get together and they just become fast friends. And it's just fun putting a face to me with a face with a name, because I see everybody's name online and I don't know, we don't meet each other half the time until they get to the retreat. Sometimes I'll have a meetup if I happen to be in a town where I know one of our customers lives, we might have a little coffee meetup. But other than that, we generally meet up at our event, our retreat, which we try to do once a year for the last few years. Yeah, busted canvas. I know everybody calls this thing something different. Is that what everybody calls it, a busted canvas? So this top part is paper. So you will need, like, the craft kit comes with all the DTF bundles. It comes with more than you're gonna need. It comes with, the Christmas one comes with 12. All the other ones, the fall and Halloween, come with 8. 2 of those DTF bundles are gonna be used for crafts. Like for the Halloween, it's like these two white ones. For the Christmas, we end up using 5 because we're making not this truck, it's going to say Merry Christmas, but we're doing a sign where you could do this as a wreath attachment. You could do this as a door hanger or a shelf sitter, but it will say Merry Christmas. And then we're doing a garden flag. So this one took 5 DTF prints. So you could see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you get the flag. So it comes with the craft blanks too. The DTF comes with the DTF bundle, the craft blanks. So this one, you get the garden flag, you get the truck wood cutout, and you get the canvas, and you get the wood that goes where Santa goes. And then you just need to shop your little craft room for any greenery or embellishments or ribbon or bells or what you want to add. And then I just printed some paper on my printer, but you could do scrapbook paper, you could do wrapping paper, you could do a napkin. And then you just need Mod Podge. So if you want to come join us, we're going to be crafting live. You can come watch what we're doing. But if you want the kit, we're doing pre-orders. They're starting to ship today. Some started shipping yesterday. And then we'll ship out the remaining orders on Monday if you want to craft with us with your craft kit. So that's something fun that anybody can do. You just need, I have a big heat press behind me. You could do I use a lot of time a mini iron, which I took downstairs. But for a lot of my crafts, we do a little mini iron. And then you could do a Cricut heat press too. So there's lots of just options to craft with us. So come join us. Oh, your birthday month is in August. Happy late birthday, Val. Yeah, I love DTFs too. And I just love trying to figure out other ways to craft with them. And so I thought this is a really fun way to do that. And then Val, if you like DTF prints, we're dropping a couple new things, new crafting ways another craft blank to craft with a DTF at our anniversary event. So come check that out. That is starting October 10th through the 13th. So, all right, guys, I'm going to clean up my mess. I just wanted to show you some fun seasonal crafting for our doors, since we have multiple door attachment options in our shop, but I thought these are so cute and it's perfect for the right season. So I will see you guys back here next Friday, where we're going to make another craft at our Handmade happy hour Fridays at 1. Bye, guys.